Hey, what's up? This is Agent Norwood 523 coming through. Just messing with y'all. Yeah, so it's just me giving a video based off of some of the PS3 collections that I have. So I'm gonna get started. One of the PS3 games that I have is called Sleeping Dogs. Like, I don't know if you can see it with the light, but you gotta have this game. Gotta have it in the collection. We got, of course, Assassin's Creed 3. Like, I originally actually had this for the Xbox 360 before it died on me. So I ended up picking it up for the PS3. Plus the PS3 is better anyway. No, I'm just joking. I don't want to get no fanboy stuff started. No, but and then another game that I picked up here is this one called Dead or Alive 5. So I played it. It was actually relatively cheap, which is why I bought it. But I mean, I'm into martial arts. I've studied martial arts since I was like 7 years old. So I mean, whether it's good or bad, it's good to me. So that's all that matters with that. Oh man, and you gotta have this one. This is one of the first games I played for my PS3 when I first got it. Was Metal Gear Solid 4. Man, this right here is a good game. Now I must admit, I really enjoyed Metal Gear Solid for the original PlayStation a lot, despite the graphics. That was one thing, but like the story and just the way that everything really came together was just like, I mean, none like it. Don't get me wrong, the other ones were good too. Another one that was really good, in my personal opinion, was Snake Eater. Snake Eater had a really, really good story. Metal Gear Solid 2, I didn't really care for 2 too much. It was okay, but I didn't really care for 2 all that much. I guess it was because of the simple fact that they kind of threw writing in there, and it was kind of like when you first started playing the game. First, you started off as Solid Snake, of course, and then like a little bit later on, they kind of threw this other guy that we kind of didn't really have no clue about, and I don't know, it was just kind of weird. But yeah, I think between the first one and Snake Eater, I think those were the best. And yeah, of course, in my other previous video, I had showed I ended up getting that Metal Gear Solid 5 and ended up literally beating it within 15 minutes. So yeah, you know, it was good. So I tried to held it off as long as I could. Like, I was like taking my time, I was doing everything, but I mean, hey, what can you do? So, but the next one here I got, I mean, gotta have it. God of War 3. I mean, it's just a must-have. You know, gotta have that in your collection. And now one of my favorites for the PS3, well, my favorite franchise that just started off for the PS3 was Uncharted. Now, I have played Uncharted 1. I didn't end up picking it up for the collection because when I went to GameStop, I hate going there. When I went to GameStop, they didn't have that specific game, so I already played that one and beat it anyway. So I just kind of wanted to have it as a collection purpose. But I ended up picking up this one, Uncharted Drake 2. This game right here, I mean, probably one of the best out there for the PS3. I mean, you got to, have this included. I mean, you have to have this included. So this one, same thing. You already know. Gotta have this one included. Gots to. Like, it's not even a joke. I am missing one, but I don't feel like leaving the computer and then coming back and then having to do it all over again. So we already know. I had seen the funniest video on YouTube by somebody regarding this particular game called The Last of Us. and Yeah, it was funny, but anyway, that is, I mean, hands out one of the best. I mean, PS3 really came out with a bang when they came out with that. You know, like The Last of Us. I mean, and it's crazy to think that it's made by the same company that, you know, made games like Crash Bandicoot and stuff like that. Like, that's really wild. It's crazy, but that's how it is. So basically, I watched E3. I watched Microsoft. I watched EA. I watched Ubisoft, and then I watched, of course, Sony. Haven't watched Nintendo yet. I'm not really going to get into the whole review thing, only because there's a million different people on here who did reviews and stuff, so I'm not really going to get all in detail with it. But as far as Microsoft's EA conference is concerned, like, I feel like they did a good job. I feel like they did a good job in terms of, in their current situation, what they needed to do. Because after the last EA, I mean, it was pretty bad. I mean, yeah, so I think this one, you know, a lot of people will probably say, oh, well, you know, it was boring, or they didn't have anything that was, you know, just boom, big or anything like that. But, I mean, in all honesty, as far as, you know, them delivering games and making it all about games, they really did a good job with that. I mean, like, you have a lot of people who, you know, of course you got people who are the fanboys, people who love the PlayStation, people who love the Xbox, people who, you know, well, you know, Nintendo. But, like, I look at it like this. Like, a gamer is someone who, you know, could fit into many different, I mean, you could play many different games and not have to have that, like, level of, you know, like, okay, I'm a PS4 fan, but I ain't gonna touch Xbox, or I'm an Xbox fan, but I ain't gonna touch PS4. Funny thing about it is that the systems themselves, unlike PS3 and 360 last gen, this gen, like, the hardware is very similar. You know, they both have the same specs, so to speak. You know, there are some differences. But for the most part, they have the same specs. So, you know, when someone breaks down and says which one is better, I mean, in my personal opinion, I don't really see which one is better. More, which one will be fitting for you, you know. Now, me, you know, some people are hardcore Sony fans, and that's just the way they're gonna go. You know, just, last gen I had a PS3 and a 360, you know, and it's gonna be like this for this gen. You know, I have a PS4 currently right now, but I am eventually gonna get the Xbox One, especially when that Halo Master Chief come out. I mean, I don't care what nobody say. I mean, I don't care. I'm picking it up. I plan on getting the Xbox One next month, July. So I'm probably gonna do an unboxing video. But yeah, I think that you know, they both come out with really good games and stuff. I'm really interested in that Somerset Drive. It actually looks really different. It looks really different. I know a lot of people say that it looks like, you know, Infamous Second Son or Crack or something like that. But I mean, it really doesn't look too bad. I mean, you know, it looks decent. I'm gonna give it a shot. You know, see what it's all about. You know, that's all you can do. Now, as far as EA is concerned, I mean, they alright. I mean, it wasn't nothing really for me to get hyped about, you know what I'm saying? We already knew about, you know, Battlefield Hardlines and stuff like that. I already got the beta, you know, on my PS4 stuff, so they're alright. I'm just going through. Ubisoft was really good too. I liked it how they, you know. Now the big surprise to me at the end was when they released, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was Rainbow Six. Like, I was really surprised about that. That was one of the titles that I was really surprised about. But other than that, I mean, I think overall the show was pretty decent, pretty good. They found a way to keep people, what I'm saying, kind of going. I would say that it probably was one of the more entertaining shows. I ain't gonna lie. Like Microsoft, I mean, and Sony too did it. They both had their periods where it was pretty dry and boring. But I feel like they did a pretty decent job. Now, as far as Sony is concerned, now Sony kind of covered a little bit of everything. Like, I mean, I ain't even gonna touch it. I mean, because for me to touch it, I would have to just have some stuff written down, and I ain't even gonna waste my time doing that. Everybody else covered it. They all did a great job with reviewing it on YouTube, so I'm not even gonna get all into it. But like, Sony, they kind of covered everything. They first did the first intro with Destiny, and and then they threw out the big bang that they're going to be coming out with the white PS4 with the Destiny bundle and stuff like that. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. Now the funny thing is that a lot of people seem like they kind of like, oh yeah, Destiny, but I'm actually like really hyped to get this game. Like, I really want to see what it's all about. I mean, I've been hearing people talk about it honestly since, well, I think before the next gens even came out, people were talking about Destiny. So I'm definitely going to pick up that copy. I'm actually planning on pre-ordering it soon. So and then they talked about it, of course, a bunch of indie games and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I love indie games. Like, I love indie games, so don't get me wrong, you know what I'm saying? But we all know we ain't buy a console just to solely play indie games either, so you know how that roll. They talked about the TV and stuff like that. They talked really briefly about, really briefly about Project Morpheus. They talked about powers, different things like that. But then they started showing, oh yeah, before I forget, the trailer for Far Cry 4. Like, now, when I first seen the intro when they had the Microsoft conference, I was already kind of thinking like, okay, well, this game looked tight. Like, I'm gonna get it. But when they actually showed the gameplay for Sony, I was like, I feel like pulling out my wallet and throwing my money right on the pot. Be like, here, you got my money. Take it. You know what I'm saying? So definitely getting that. That's not even a question. Then they talked about Mortal Kombat X, and they showed actual gameplay, fighting and stuff like that. Definitely picking up Mortal Kombat. I mean, I've been playing Mortal Kombat all the way since like Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo and stuff like that. So definitely picking up Mortal Kombat. Then they talked about the Order, and the Order. It looks like a very interesting system, or I'm sorry, game. It looks really interesting. It's one of those games where like I would have to really buy it. It looks good. I mean, graphically and visually it's impressive, but like as far as like gameplay stuff, it's one of those games where I would just have to kind of buy it and just kind of see, what I'm saying, what it's all about before I really say anything else too much about it. So I'm gonna just leave that, on its own. Now they talked about The Last of Us. Now when they, of course, when I first played The Last of Us for the PS3, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we already know how that went. You know, as far as, I mean, the game was awesome. Now, remastering it for the PS4, it's probably going to be one of the very few games that I'm going to get without, you know, I mean, yeah, you know, maybe have to pay 60 for it, but you know, that's one of the very few remastering games that I'm probably going to buy. Like, I mean, I would seriously play it over again. Like, that game is just that, yeah, The Last of Us remastered for PS4, yeah. That's probably one of the only games that I'm probably going to buy again. You know, some people be like, oh, you retarded, but it's my money, it's my business. No, but yeah, I'm definitely going to get that. Grand Theft Auto 5, remastering that. I'm going to buy it for the PS4 just for the simple fact that, I mean, I know this may sound crazy, but I hadn't actually bought or played it for, I haven't played it for the PS3 or 360, so my brother has it, but I just never really sat down and played it. But so I figured, you know, since it was confirmed that it was coming out for the next gen consoles, I said, well, since I haven't played it for a PS3 or 360, I might as well just wait for it to come out for PS4. So I'm gonna pick it up definitely for that. Batman, you know what I'm saying, great series. Always loved the Batman. That's definitely another game that I'm going to pick up. So if it looks anything like it did in the show, you best believe I'm going to be up on that. And yeah, the next, oh, and then we already know, Uncharted 4. Now, I was getting kind of worried at first. I ain't gonna lie. I was getting kind of worried because I didn't think that they would, you know, show anything big. I mean, I was kind of expecting it. I was hoping it too. But, you know, Sony was pushing so much in. I was kind of wondering if they would even have time to. But as soon as I saw Sony Entertainment, I already knew what the deal was. And then when they put on their Naughty Dog, you know, now some people at that point might have thought, okay, well, it could be The Last of Us 2. I mean, honestly, I kind of figured it wasn't, because I wouldn't think that they would come out with a sequel to that this soon, you know, since that's such a huge game. I ain't even care, you know what I'm saying? I ain't looking for The Last of Us 2 for a little bit, nor God of War 4. But as soon as I saw Drake's face, oh Lord have mercy. I mean, I don't know, like I said, if it's been recorded, you know what I'm saying, or, you know, whatever, or if those are, it says that it was actual PS4, you know, footage. But if that is true, and they got it looking like that, whoo, man, oh man, oh man, like, woo. I'm gonna put it to you like this. I'm gonna be broke. I'm gonna be so broke. All these good games coming out, I'm gonna be so broke. I ain't gonna have no money. I ain't gonna have no social life. I'm gonna be gone. People gonna be wondering, where did Tony go? I'm gonna sit up here. I'm gonna grow my hair out, grow a beard. Nah, I'm just playing. But yeah, so, you know, they got a lot of good stuff coming out, I think. So excited to get into all of them, see, you know, what they're all about. So yeah, this is basically, you know, my video, just kind of talking about, you know, a little bit of stuff. Definitely plan on having more coming out this way. So probably what I'm gonna start doing is, and I need y'all advice on this. I want to start editing. Like, what I mean by that is, I want to create an intro, you know what I'm saying, for, you know, my videos and stuff, because I'm just kind of getting into this, and just trying to get some ideas as to, you know, what y'all kind of use to edit y'all intro videos and have y'all music and all that kind of stuff going on. So yeah, just, you know, drop me down a comment, subscribe. You know, I'm gonna try to, you know, like I mentioned before, try to post a video at least a video or two a week. You know, I don't know exactly, you know, because I'm gonna be working in a little bit doing tech stuff, so I'm gonna be pretty busy. So but I'm gonna try to post as much as I can. Anything that I see, I'll try to stay current on with it. But at this point, I'm just kind of just ranting. I will be posting other videos though. Some of them might honestly be off topic. They probably be, you know, not about games. It could be about other stuff. You know, there's other stuff that I do and that I'm interested in also. So, but anyway, thank you very much for taking time to, you know, watch this video. You know, and hope you guys have a great day wherever y'all are. Peace, amigos.